guys, so I'm going to do the weekly tarot reading. I'm going to try to go lighter. I know we've done a lot of stuff that's been going on in the world. There's been a lot of craziness and everything has been kind of heavy. But I've got the angel deck, okay? So, spirit willing, I'm going to try to get to a little bit of a lighter read. I feel like the light people need an uplift during this time, which would be really good. Don't we all want that in some way? Now, I don't always know what I'm going to get as I draw the cards. We will see what the message is. But I was like, Spirit, give me something to look forward to, something positive, some kind of uplift. Because, we're going through challenging times, right now. We're getting closer to the election. There's been a lot of deaths with the pandemic. There's a lot of racial unrest. And Kenosha has really been an uproar. It's like it's more of this is going on. So it's been a lot of tough stuff. And I think you guys, even just looking at your Facebook feed and you're seeing so much unrest and people fighting, it's like, come on, Spirit, give me something to look forward to. Is there anything positive that we could say? So I'm going to do angel deck. I normally get a little bit gentler of a message. Tarot is tarot. Do not get me wrong. Tarot is tarot. But some decks are more blunt. Like, if I use Thoth, it's going to be hard stuff. But angel tries to, be a little bit more uplifting. It has a little gentler feel. Well, let's get to it. Let's see what happens with angel deck. I'm going to drop it down. Okay, I'm a little bunched up here. So let's see what's going on. Let's see if we can have something positive here. And the way I shuffle these, I wait till something jumps out because I can't shuffle this deck. So I do have the very first card is the Knight of Fire. So just like it says, a sudden event that needs immediate attention, time is of the essence, think things through carefully. So I kind of think of that, all the light people, maybe feeling at a rush to take action during this time. Sudden events are moving forward. But at the same time, as I kind of look at this, pay attention to that. Think things through carefully. Like we may be real passionate on something and real passionate to take action, like time is now, this, that. But it also says think things through carefully, like calm the fire a little bit. Yes, you want to take action. The Knight of Fire is definitely about action, but just kind of think it through. Watch your steps here. Okay, so this is uplifting. I've got the Ten of Earth. So some of the people, and this could be, I know in September they're supposed to come back from, from the recess in Congress with the Senate. Ten of Earth, I have a feel we may get some news about some of that stimulus money. I know a lot of people are very concerned with that, getting the unemployment going on. That's what I asked for, Spirit. Could there be some good news? So over the next 2 to 3 weeks, I would say, some people should start getting a break in some money that they need to receive. Now, it doesn't even have to be that situation. It could be that you are watching my reading and you have been waiting on some money to come through a certain source. You should be able to get that. It is a crossing issue, however, though. So I know I've got some of you guys who are watching this right now who are really in that situation, that are worried about that. And that does seem to be affirmed because at the foundation is the King of Earth. So I do feel some of you that are watching, if you have been waiting on some money to come through and so forth, this king is very generous when he gives. So I do feel some money will be coming through for you. And some of you that are watching, I know my light people, I'm not trying to say Spirit doesn't take care of people. Do not get me wrong. But what I'm saying is some of you that are on a certain mission, some of the light people that are on a certain mission to do Spirit's work, it is kind of a message saying that Spirit is going to take care of you, that the resources that you need to complete your mission, you will not be lacking in that. Spirit is going to take care of that for you. So that's some good news so far. Keep going, keep going. Oh, so then I have to have a negative card. But it's in the past position is the Knight of Air. So the Knight of Air, it is in the past position, which is good. But I know that a lot of people are suffering from depression and they're very worried about what is going on because of all of the things that had been going on, in the past and even are pressing now. But there's a lot of people that, got in a really dark place. I notice it's in the past position. So I feel some of you that are watching that have had those sleepless nights, that worrying about what is coming and so forth. I feel that some things are going to happen that will put you in a more optimistic position, where you will start seeing a little bit of hope. And I feel like people more are going to be coming together more and more, because you can only take so much of the density, the dense energies that we have been dealing with. And as I kind of talk about dense energies, I've got the Emperor. And I know a lot of us kind of feel like we are being heavily controlled. One of the things we are fearful, is, losing our power, to like government and so forth, or a leader. We are nervous about that. We don't want to be under that. We want to be about the people. I feel like over the next few weeks, we're going to kind of see, more people rising up, to try to stop that. See, the thing is, in this country, is our leaders are supposed to work for us. But that emperor, it doesn't work that way in tarot with the emperor. They are the ruler, okay? So, especially us, it's like all the people need to come together and remind them, you are employed by us. You work for us. And I feel like we will start getting that a little bit more, that other people are going to somehow remind them in some way that is the way it works. In the present position, I've got the life experience card, and we all are kind of going through that right now. Significant life event, a powerful revelation that leads to change, time to spread your wings. So especially that is what we are getting, is powerful revelations. I would say it's more than one, that we're going to be having over the next month. Anticipate more powerful revelations and so forth. But notice a key word, that leads to change. That is very significant. This is the Tower card, guys. Angel deck is a little gentler, and I told you I'm going to be gentle with you, okay? I'm aiming with that. But this is the Tower card in tarot, okay? So it's kind of like there is that breaking down, and I talked about that in my very last video, about a lot of things breaking down and having tower moments, but they also lead to revelations. They lead to an awareness, I guess is the best way to put it, an awareness of what is wrong with certain things. So that's part of the reason some situations do need to crumble down, for us to be aware of what is going on. In a self environment, I have renewal. Renewal is actually judgment. So like it says, review and evaluate, a favorable assessment of the facts, time to move in a new direction. But just think of another thing I like to see, judgment. And, I'm speaking especially to the light people. I want to get a message to them. But to me, judgment is really about being called towards something. The trumpet is blown, and it's even showing in this one, when you're especially being called to do something. So expect over the next week or two, really listening for what your calling is. Especially light people, part of the reason for awakening is, okay, now I'm awake, but why? And that's one of the things that you got to answer. But now we're going to all start being called to take on certain situations, to really help raise the vibration of the planet. And as I say that, I drew the card Unity, which is also the Hierophant. But especially a lot of light people, many of you have acquired spiritual knowledge over time. You've learned those deeper lessons. You're in the position where you love yourself now. You have healed yourself. You've completed the shamanic journey. You've found the inner child. You've done the shadow work. So it's really time, and especially some of you, as you're watching this, it's like it's time for you to go out and teach, because this is a spiritual teacher. So, and even if you haven't been on the path that long, maybe you've only been on the path for 5 years, and other people have been on it 20, 30, but even within that time, you have learned valuable lessons that you can teach others. So it's really time for the light people to get out there and be those leaders, and be those teachers. That is especially what is going on. You know, and I've told you guys to come out of the broom closet. This is a big thing. I know it's a little scary and nerve-wracking to do that. Like, what will my family think of me? What will my friends think of me if I talk about my weird spirituality and my crystals and cards? It's time to come out of the broom closet. And then I've got the Ace of Fire, you know, which is especially about exciting new opportunities. So Spirit is handing you guys the wand and is saying, take the wand, seize the wand, take the opportunity and go for it. It's time. You know, this is not the time to hide. This is not the time to be silent, but that knowledge that you've gained, we especially want to heal others. And then when I look at the Five of Earth, and it can be a fear surrounding money, I know a lot of people are definitely worried about the material resources and so forth, but Five of Earth is always, for me, help is on the way. But I also look at this message as I'm speaking to those in the light community, is especially we want to be the ones providing the help for those who are really in need. And we need to kind of look at what can we do to help them, you know, whether it's donating to a charity or giving them healing advice or whatever light we can do, you know, to really help those that are not as fortunate as us. I'm going to draw a couple more cards. And yes, as I just drew that and talked about that, is the Four of Earth. And that can be situations where we're really trying to hold on to our money. Like, you know, I don't, what do I have to give? You know, you're telling me that I should be giving a charity or doing this and that. You know, if you don't have the resources, what about your time, effort, or energy? You know, in some ways, you know, if you are my readers, you know, you're also doing readings. What free readings can you give to people? You know, that's one of the things I've always believed, that you got to give back. You got to give back. Look in various ways that you could do that, or giving your time to an organization, just, you know, volunteering your time to do some work for them. You know, really kind of look at where you can give. And this makes sense. You know, being a light person is not all about being gentle and kind and loving. Yes, we want to be that. We want to come from the heart place, of course. But there are times we got to stand up, either for ourselves, or we even have to defend someone, you know, who is being kicked down. So there is also a call to the spiritual warriors. You know who you are. The spiritual warriors who really got to kind of stand up and defend those who have a hard time defending themselves. Yes, we want to come from a place of love and so forth. We definitely want to do that. But there are those who need us to stand up for them. There's a lot of people who seem to need that. I'm going to draw some oracle cards too. But you can see it's a little lighter. But it is a tower, but it is judgment. You know, tarot is tarot. But it does go it's a little more inspiring when I read from the angel deck. And this is going to be Oracle. And Oracle is normally gentle. So I know this is a big thing. I've got the money card. So a lot of people, you know, just like we were talking about the finances, but it says find a way to abundance. And I know as some of you look at that, especially if you're struggling, it's like, you know, if I could find a way to abundance, I would have done it by now, don't you think? I understand you. I feel you. So Spirit's not trying to make it difficult, but there are ways of doing manifestations. For example, get those candles out, you know, get your journal, write out exactly what you need, you know, and put the paper there, kind of lay it there with some crystals, especially green ones are really good, and burn your candle down and send it to the universe exactly what you need. There are ways to abundance. Another trick to having abundance, and that's why I try to emphasize, when you give, you receive. You know, this is something Jesus taught, give. And he said it's better to give than receive. But when you put into it, you know, it comes back to you. But if you put nothing in, what are you going to get back? You know what I'm saying? So, and that's one of the things, the law of attraction, a lot of the secret books and so forth. Some good teachers in The Secret, I'm not putting it all down, but some of them are all about the money. If you think real hard and you believe real hard, you'll get a Corvette. One will manifest. It doesn't work that way. Normally, how I see the law of attraction is we have to kind of put into the universe, donate in some way, something of ourselves, make some kind of sacrifice, then we receive. That is how I found it works for me, and I'm able to take care of that, what I need to in my life. But we got to give. We got to find ways to give as well. And we've got to do it in a very selfless way. And the trick is, the funny thing is, when we do it, we're doing it without expecting anything in return. But it always does return. And that's the way we got to kind of do it. So it'll come. And then the next card is new beginnings. Begin your new life now. I love the dragon, with the power. But especially, many need a new beginning right now. And some of you are even forced into a new beginning. You may have lost job. You may have had to move. Your relationship collapsed under COVID. Various things. You're almost at the point where you have no choice with a new beginning. But, even when it's difficult to have lost what you have, each situation is an opportunity for a new beginning, and you can make something better. Okay, you were married for 30 years and your marriage went south. Yes, that is very hard, and that's like mourning a loss. That's like a death in itself. But the new beginning can lead you into a new phase in your life that could be beyond your wildest dreams. So we want to especially release everything from the past. Yes, that job paid really good and I hated to lose it, but what's my new beginning? And let's be optimistic about what it is going forward. When we do that, it creates an energy to have, better than have worse. So we have to kind of, okay, this was a really good job, and COVID took it away and everything fell apart. But something could come even better, and Spirit is like, but you would have never left that job that wasn't necessarily in alignment with your spirit purpose unless I nudged you in that direction. And then the nice light one, unicorn, invite serendipity. So just the magic. When I see this card, I just think of the magic of life. We want to embrace that. It's real hard to find. I know it is, guys. I feel your pain. It's real hard to find the magic in life right now, but it's there. Unplug, get off social media a little while, turn off the TV, go outside, maybe take a little trip or something and get out in nature, and you'll find that magic. It's right there. And that's what I always encourage people. I'm a double earth sign, okay? I'm Capricorn with Virgo moon. So if I'm telling you to go outside a lot, that's why, because I know how magical it is once you get out there and you shrug off the world and can connect. It's really important. For the most part, it's pretty positive read for you guys. So if some of you have been worried about finances, I do feel some boons coming in for you that you're finally going to get what you need. Like, oh, thank God. So it might be a new job coming through that finally came through. But especially a message this week is for those things to be able to receive. Do not forget about places that you can give of yourself. I hope this helps.